Hello, I'm Cara and today we're going to do a yoga class to boost your recovery. So when you're ready, come down to kneeling and then bring your hips back over your heels. Bring the arms all the way forward and we'll come down to child's pose. So your forehead rests to the ground. You can allow the forearms to also rest to the ground. Allow the back of the neck to be nice and long and head nice and heavy. Now, if the forehead doesn't reach the ground, you can always fold the arms over and rest the forehead to the forearms, whichever option works for you. And just bringing your attention to your breath, taking a few deep breaths in and out through your nose as much as possible. And then on your next inhale, lift up to all fours. We're going to walk the hands over to the left hand side, maybe even off the mat to the left hand side, and then hang the hips back over the heels so you get a nice long stretch on the right hand side. And then nice and slow to lift back up. Walk the hands over to the right hand side and then hang the hips back again. So you get a nice long stretch on that left hand side of your body. And then slow to lift back up again. Walk the hands back to center. And then we're just going to bring one foot all the way forward between your hands so you can help it if it doesn't quite get there by itself. But you're bringing that foot forward so you've got ankle beneath the knee. And then inhale to lift the body. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable for your back knee, then take the time to grab a little jumper to put underneath or maybe a little cushion, or you can simply fold the mat over if you're on a yoga mat, but you don't have to be on a yoga mat. Good, so when you're ready, you're going to lift the upper body. You're going to feel the hips over that back knee. Think about the ribs drawing in, tailbone nice and long, and then maybe that's enough and you feel a stretch on your hip flexor already on the right hand side, or maybe you can go a little bit further forward to feel that stretch. What you'll find is if you allow the hips to untuck, you probably won't feel it so much, so you've got to keep that tailbone long to be able to feel the stretch in the hip flexor, holding there for a couple of breaths. And then slow to release up. We're going to extend this left leg towards straight. Now you might need to bring the back foot across to help you balance, or if you've got something like a wall beside you, you can do that to help you balance. Inhale, lengthen up, and then think about the hips hinging forward as you reach towards those front toes. And it might be that you stay up high here, think about the chest leading forward. Some of you that are a little bit more mobile, maybe you'll be able to tilt forward so the fingertips find the ground. And it may even feel good for your body to bow forward further, but as always, just working with the range that your body allows. You're not ever forcing these stretches. You're finding that place where you feel that little bit of resistance and just holding and maintaining in that position. Good, and then slow to release and lift up. We'll bring that left knee in and then swap over to the other side. So right foot comes forward, ankle beneath the knee and knee beneath the hip on the back leg. Again, ribs in, tailbone nice and long. Maybe you feel the stretch on the hip flexor already. Maybe you go forward slightly to be able to feel that stretch. And then we'll just maintain there. Good. Focus on your breath as we hold these stretches. And then as you release back up, We'll extend the other leg towards straight. Again, you've got the toes drawing back towards you. Maybe you have a little bit of help with the wall. Or for some of you, maybe you can even reach the ground, but don't force anything. You might find one side is quite different to the other with all of these stretches, particularly if you've got a sport that's asymmetrical, like maybe if you're on a particular side, if you're a rower, or something like that where you're making quite an asymmetrical movement, you might find one side is quite different to the other. Good, and then slow to release back up. Bring the knee in, and then we're going to keep it nice and easy and restful. So we're going to come straight down to lying down when you're ready. You can swing the legs around or just bring them underneath you forward. Come all the way down onto your back. We'll extend the legs out straight and then bring the feet to mat width apart. Reach the arms above the head. Now you might find it's hard for the arms to come down, so if it is hard, try bending the elbows until you find a place where the arms can relax to the ground. But if you can, bring them straight up above the head. We're then going to tilt the whole upper body over to your left-hand side. So you're making a curve in the spine over to the left-hand side. And then bring the right foot across to the left-hand side. You'll find this right hip will want to lift up. So keep pressing that down. Don't allow it to lift up like this. You keep pressing that down and feeling a nice long stretch along the right-hand side of your body as you lean over to the left. And you can always kind of shuffle around and try and make it into a stretch that feels really good and lengthening for your body. Good, feeling that right side of the body heavy as it lengthens and stretches. If it feels nice, you can close your eyes and take a few breaths. And then release the feet back to mat width apart. Bring the upper body over to the right-hand side and then cross that left ankle over the right. And then the same again, you'll find the left side will want to lift up. So keep pressing it down, keep reaching over to the right-hand side. Feeling that nice long stretch all the way along the left side of the body. Push through the left foot, that top foot, to really extend through the stretch and reach up through the arms as well. Again, maybe close your eyes if that feels good for you. And then slow to release back through center. Good. Bring both knees into your chest. Take a moment just giving them a big hug in, but also thinking about the lower back pressing back down to the ground. So you're drawing the knees in, pressing the lower back down. Hold for a couple of deep breaths. And then taking hold of both legs with the left arm, roll over to your left-hand side. And then you can open the right arm out to the side and just wherever that allows your body to be. It might be that you allow the top hip to come back so that the shoulder reaches the ground a little bit easier, but feel free to adjust the body to make that twist work for your body. What you don't want to do is be holding something that feels really awkward, or if there's any sharp pain anywhere, you really don't want to be holding that. So rather come out of it and try and make your way in again in a way that works for you and that you feel a nice twist through that upper body. And then slow to unravel back over, roll back onto your back. And then we'll hug around the legs with the right arm, roll over to the right, and then exactly the same on this side. So you're opening the arm out and adjusting things so that they feel right for your body. So if it feels too much, you bring the top knee back maybe. Or if it feels okay, then try and stack the knees, stack the hips. If you can get a little bit more rotation in the upper body, then that's perfectly fine. And that will be a good stretch for you. So really being aware, listening to your body. Notice, are there any points where it just doesn't feel right in your body? So you might want to feel like a nice deep stretch as you twist, but it wants to be intense but not painful and nothing sharp. And again, just relaxing for a few more breaths as we hold here. And then slow, release the arm back through center, roll back onto your back. And then we'll just finish with the feet to the ground, the knees lifted. Bring your hands to your belly. Feel the back of the neck long, shoulder blades tucked underneath. And then just taking 5 deep breaths to finish off. In and out through your nose. Really filling into the whole of the body. So you're breathing into your belly. And imagine the breath going all the way to your toes, all the way to the top of your head. And down to your fingertips. And then feeling free to carry on lying for a little bit longer if you want to stay in that relaxation. But otherwise, have a lovely, lovely day. And I hope that helps you feel nice and recovered in a nice, easy, gentle way.